All right, so thank you all for coming. We're here to talk about the Internet Crime Against Children's Task Force, Operation Secret Admirer. Joined up here with Sheriff Jim Cooper, Under Sheriff Mike Ziegler, Lieutenant Steve Girdlestone oversees Sheriff's investigations, Sergeant Brandon Gaiman, our ICAC commander, Detective Matt Blanco with the Sheriff's Office, our case agent for this case, Attorney General Rob Bonta, Sacramento County District Attorney Tin Ho, FBI Assistant Special Agent in Charge Mark Remley, Homeland Security Investigations HSI Assistant Special Agent in Charge Oscar Galarza, Sacramento Police Department Lieutenant Josh Dobson, David Maldonado from CDCR Parole, Rancho Cordova Police Department Lieutenant Nick Goncalves, over there, San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office Lieutenant Linda Jimenez, Yuba County Sheriff's Office Sergeant J.D. Parker, and Sacramento County Probation Chief Deputy Mark Marquez. I'll turn this over to Sheriff Jim Cooper to give you an overview of the case.
First of all, thank you for being here. We're going to talk about something other than the weather. This is Operation Secret Admirer. So it's ICAC. What is ICAC? There are 5 ICAC task forces in the state of California. We're one here. I was a commander for 3 years. So ICAC is Internet Crimes Against Children, basically child pornography, child exploitation. I want to thank Governor Newsom for funding. Every year, ICAC was funded year to year, and for many, many years, they got $1 million a year split between 5 task forces. So you think about computers and things like that. So you're paying licensing fee, buying new equipment, so it's always a struggle. So last year, the governor was very gracious and gave us $10 million, which really helped the task forces. So this operation started on Valentine's Day of this year and ended on March 1st. Investigators posed online in various chat forums as children 13 years old and younger. Suspects would attempt to groom the child and arrange to meet to have sex acts. We made 18 arrests. 3 were already registered sex offenders. 1 was on felony probation for false imprisonment and also wearing ankle bracelet monitoring. Releasing the mugshots because we believe the suspects engaged in these acts before and are asking for the public's help to identify additional unreported victims. This really took off during the, it's always gone on for a long time, especially the child pornography type stuff, but during COVID, everyone's online and a lot of kids are out there, and it's a message to parents. You have to watch your kids. You can't give them phones. You can't give them access to social media because you have predators like this on the internet that want to prey on our kids. And it's always been an issue. And what you see in some of these cases, they're trading photos, sending photos of themselves, and these are grown men to young kids, and then obviously blackmailing the kids in some cases. So we've seen many cases around the country and throughout California where it's happened. So it's an important lesson to learn. Really, really monitor your kids and know what they're doing. Because a lot of parents, when kids are 9 or 10, they give them the cell phone and just let them go. So these are very bad people. We got off the streets. There are a whole lot more out there. So think about it. And just a message to parents, if you're watching this, talk to your children, because the bottom line, if you're an adult and you're dealing with a child, you can manipulate a child, bottom line. You know, my kid would never send pictures. Kids do it all the time because they don't know. So next up is our Attorney General, Rob Bonta.
Good morning, and thank you all for attending. Thank you to Sheriff Cooper for your leadership, your partnership. And let me first just start off by expressing my gratitude to everyone in this room. There's also some who've been part of the team who aren't here today. Thank you for your commitment, for your passion, for your focus on safety. Because of your work, we are safer today. Children's livelihoods are protected. And so I want to say thank you to all of you. I know the lights and the cameras are on right now, but you do your job all the time, before the lights and cameras are on, after they're off, because you care. So I want to say thank you. I also want to say that the people of Sacramento County, the people of California, deserve the different teams, departments, agencies in their government working together. City, county, state, federal, working out of their silos, working together, joining hands, locking arms to get the job done. And today is Exhibit A of that. It's on full display, the partnership, the collaboration, and what we can achieve together when we work together. So I just want to thank all who participated. Thank you for your teamwork, and thank you for the results that we achieved together. I want to thank also my team, always proud and grateful for them, our special agents at the California Department of Justice who lent their expertise, their experience to this operation, worked undercover to help bring these alleged crimes to light and to help secure the arrests that we're announcing today. You know, a lot of us, of course, come at this work and to this specific operation with our professional hats on. And so I come at this as California's Attorney General, but I also see this as a father. And I have one message for every predator out there. If you go after our children, we will come after you. Pure and simple, period, full stop. And this is an example of that. We will hold you accountable. We will put you behind bars. We will make sure we keep our kids safe. And you have our collective word on that. You have my personal word on that. Keeping the public safe, especially our children, is the Department of Justice's top priority, and we'll continue to use all tools at our disposal to protect our kids on and offline. As the threat of online enticement and exploitation grows, we'll continue to do everything in our power to support our local partners in Sacramento and across the state to pursue these cases to the fullest extent of the law. We all need to be vigilant. We all need to be focused as law enforcement, as community members, and to the sheriff's important point, as parents. Because the reality is many children are afraid to speak up. And so while we know it's a problem, we also sadly know it's likely underreported. Although estimates vary, the research shows that about 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 13 boys in the United States experience sexual abuse, a trauma that can affect how our young people think, act, and feel over a lifetime. So we all have to do our part to ensure none of these heinous acts are kept silent, and that's why I'm grateful for the collaboration, again, of our partners in making today's announcements possible. If you believe a child is in imminent danger or has been a victim of sexual abuse or exploitation, please call local law enforcement. You can also report suspected child sexual molestation to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children at report.cybertip.org or by calling 1-800-THE-LOST. That's 1-800-843-5678. And I share those resources because we're all a part of the solution here to keep our kids safe, to protect our children. So let me end where I started with a huge thank you, deepest of appreciation to our partners, especially to the front-line law enforcement officers who put themselves in harm's way to keep our communities safe, to keep our children safe, for conducting this sting operation that had risk to it. And thanks to your work, predators lurking in the shadows of the internet are being brought into the light of justice. So again, thank you. Today's announcement makes it clear that in California, child sexual abuse will not be tolerated. Let me now turn it over to our Sacramento County District Attorney, Tien Ho.
First of all, I'd like to start off by thanking Sacramento Sheriff Jim Cooper and our Attorney General Rob Bonta for their true leadership in this area, along with our other partners from many different jurisdictions on both the county, state, and federal level. As someone who has personally prosecuted child molesters and serial rapists, I recognize that these sexual predators represent a parent's worst nightmare. They represent a community's greatest fear, and they represent the biggest threat to our children's innocence. As a result of that, the Sacramento DA's office assigned a specific prosecutor to work with the task force, and over the last several weeks have written and reviewed, along with our law enforcement partners, over 50 search warrants to help find these individuals. And thank you to our law enforcement partners who are out there on the front lines in the streets, and it is because of them, it is because of law enforcement and the work that they do that we were able to find, to catch, to arrest, and yes, to prosecute 16 of these individuals in Sacramento County. And I want to echo what our Attorney General just said a moment ago. If you are a sexual predator preying upon our children, we will find you and we will hold you accountable to the fullest extent of the law. We will take you off the streets. But this could not have happened without the law enforcement in this room and the true leadership of the men and women behind us, to the side of us, and in front of us. So thank you so much.
I think this doesn't happen with all the agencies. Obviously, Homeland Security, FBI, a lot of police departments, sheriff's departments, Department of Corrections, so really all hands on deck. And they all had a piece in this, posing as the young girls. So it goes on day in and day out. And like I said, I can't emphasize enough. Everyone up here has parents. We're parents. We have sons and daughters, aunts and uncles. So you see it, and it's personal with this. You want to make sure our children are safe. So at this point, like I said, it wouldn't have happened without the combined effort of the folks up here. So thank you to our allied agencies. They really make a difference in coming together, all hands on deck. This is something that we can get behind and really unify. So at this point, we'll open up to questions.